All right, welcome into our coverage between the 3-seed Wake Tech Eagles and 6-seed Richard Bland Statesmen. We are about midway through this first half. Appreciate your patience, folks. Chris Shima, glad to be with you from the home studio in Ohio. And as I told you on the YouTube chat there, we had a little internet troubles at Catawba Valley. So, again, appreciate your patience as our nightcap and final quarterfinal features the 3-seed Wake Tech at 17-13 and the 6-seed Richard Bland Statesmen at 12-17. And right now, it's Wake Tech with a 15-14 lead. For Wake Tech, it's C.J. Jordan at the free throw line, making it 16-14. So Jordan gets them both. Second team All-Region, C.J. Jordan, 16.5 points per ball game during the regular season. Wake Tech has won 6 of 7 entering this tournament, shooting 52% or better in 4 of those 6 games. Nice ball movement there. Jalen Smith with the bucket. Richard Bland finished 2-5 down the stretch, meanwhile. Really up and down year for the Statesmen, but it's a good defensive team as you see Howell with the steal and Howell with the bucket. So Richard Bland, back-to-back buckets. Now they retake the lead at 18-16. Corner 3 by Setzer. Dylan Setzer, 39% from 3. Turnaround bucket, no good by Howell. Volkerts on the run, can't get it to go. Follows his miss, collided with his teammate, but maintains possession here. Setzer and Volkerts. Atkinson is in the game for Adam Wainwright's team. Shot clock winding down as Stevenson misses. And Suggs, that's the 5 right now for Wake Tech. Kawa, pass by Howell to Karuma. And he was out of bounds. So Atkinson out of the game. Wake Tech leads by 1. That tip pass is taken away, another steal for the Statesmen. Karuma banks it short, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Wake, it looks like. Kawa with the inbound. Here's Smith. Martin Kawa gets it to Karuma for 3. No good. Ball tipped, and it's going to be an over the back. Robinson commits the foul. Eight minutes left to go here in this first half. A tight one between 3-seed Wake Tech and 6-seed Richard Bland. Statesmen lead it by 1. Media timeout. We'll step aside. Come back here in just a little bit.
It's time to redefine what it means to be a college student. At Catawba Valley Community College, Red Hawks do more than learn. They explore, embark, and excel. Take charge of your academics close to home. Seek new talents. Capture your degree from every angle. And build the education you've always wanted. When it comes down to it, why walk when you can soar? Raise your standards. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Discover the CVCC Alexander Complex, your gateway to college in Taylorsville, North Carolina. The CVCC experience knows no bounds. It's education that reaches you, no matter where you are. With several associate degree programs and continuing education opportunities, you can unlock the full potential of Catawba Valley at the Alexander Complex. This is higher education close to home. Visit cvcc.edu to start your journey.
8 minutes left to go in this one. It's Wake Tech and Richard Bland here in our nightcap. Give you the season recap for the three-seeded Eagles. As I mentioned, won 6 of 7 coming into the tournament. Lost 6-9 prior to that, though. 8-9 record back on January 5th. They wound up 17-13. Richard Bland, inconsistent year. Finished 2-5 down the stretch, as I mentioned. They started 1-5. They played a tough schedule. Harcum, Sandhills, Harford, Howard, and some others. Then after that, they won 5 of 6. Then they had a 6-game slide from mid-December to mid-January, followed by a 4-game winning streak. So it's really been up and down for Richard Bland, but they are a competitive bunch. As you see here, we've got a 1-point game. Eddie Volkert, second team all-region, 16 points per game, 6.7 rebounds. The 1-1, first is good. I will, towards the second half, I'm going to see if I can get somebody to take a picture of the box score so I can update the player totals for you. As Volkerts gets both free throws to go. So 21-18. Wake Tech as we go inside 8 minutes to go until halftime. Kawa to Karuma, back to Martin Kawa. Second team all-region member. Howell in the corner. Karuma to Kawa for 3, yes. Martin Kawa averaging over 19 points per game, 36% from 3, also 5.1 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.5 steals per game. Three on the wing by Dylan Setzer was no good. Here comes the Statesman in a tie ball game, 21 apiece. To the bucket, Howell got it to go. Larry Howell with his second field goal since we joined the coverage a few minutes ago. Inside 7 minutes left to play in this one. Statesman by 2. Out of control play there by Wake. Here is Karuma down low. Slam dunk by Larry Howell. 6 for Howell. Eddie Volkert's out deep with it, nearing 6.5 to play here in the opening half. Winner of this game plays USC Salkehatchie, upset Brunswick earlier today. Spartanburg advancing. Top seed Caldwell also advancing. Volkerts attacks, hangs, gets the rim. Eddie Volkerts with 2 more to his total, and it's a 2-point lead for Richard Bland. Jalen Smith backing down. Martin Kawa, first in JUCO, and minutes played per game, 37.8. He is on the court a lot. Gets it to Tim Robinson for 3, no good. Wake can tie or take the lead here. Left of the lane, the bucket, and the foul. So C.J. Jordan, another second-team all-region player for Wake Tech, 16.5 points per ball game on the year, 69% free throw shooter. Will try to complete an old-school three-point play. Wake Tech back up by 1. It's been a tight game so far. Kawa, Howell swings it to Karuma. Martin Kawa attacking, pull up from the baseline, in and out, went halfway down. Larry Howell is there though. He cleans it up. So since we joined the coverage about the midway point of this first half, Larry Howell has scored 8 points. Richard Bland back on top by 1 as we ping-pong back and forth here in this quarterfinal. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Ready, Set, Soar Open House is back at Catawba Valley Community College. At the CVCC Open House, you can explore degree programs that are fit for your unique goals. You can find your place in Red Hawk Nation. And while you're here, you'll be able to meet with college staff, discussing topics like financial aid, student resources, and how to make the most of a degree plan at CVCC. Last year was great. This year will be even better. Together, we can make your talents shine. Come to the CVCC Ready, Set, Soar Open House on March 23rd.
Hiroshima, glad to be back with you from the home studio in Cleveland, Ohio. Been with you all day long, and the eyes are starting to get heavy and the brain is starting to get foggy, but we're still in it, enjoying the tight one between Richard Bland and Wake Tech. Right now, Statesman by 1. Down low, the post move, no good there as Trenton Gerald comes into the game. This is a Wake team that's very deep. So is Richard Bland, by the way. We talk about the three big guys, Karuma and Howell and Kawa, but Richard Bland's got a lot of depth as well. On the rebound, the throw ahead. Volkerts to the hoop, lays it up and in. Eddie Volkerts with 6. Larry Howell, a collision and a blocking foul called on the Eagles. It's team foul number 5 on 3-seed Wake Tech. It's first year at the D1 level, Wake Tech. Came up from D2, Spartanburg Methodist on their way out the door. So Wake Tech moving up to replace them. And a real good showing by Adam Wainwright's team, especially down the stretch. I mentioned they're 6-1. Martin Kawa over to Karuma, and he buries the triple. 36% three-point shooter. Statesman finished February with a season-low 12.4 points per ball game, but 17.3 in 3 March games. They've played well, taking care of the basketball here today. C.J. Jordan adds 2 more to his total. Since we joined him, he's got 7. Martin Kawa has it stripped. Nice save there by Volkerts. Tiptoeing on the baseline. And then Wake Tech a little over antsy on the pass. So winner of this game plays in the semifinal tomorrow. That will be against Salkehatchie, as I mentioned. And we'll have that one for you at approximately 6 p.m. here on YouTube. Karuma over to Howell from downtown. Here comes Wake Tech in a tie ball game. Eddie Volkert's on the wing. Down low, Gerald. Trenton Gerald just kind of maneuvering his body to a hard-earned 2 points there. Past 3.5 left to play until halftime. Now Wake by 2. Martin Kawa. Howell passes to Karuma, hit a 3 moments ago. A step-back triple is good. So Karuma gets it to go, 33-32. Eddie Volkert's out deep. Volkerts attacks, banks it no, but he's going to the free throw line. Team foul number 9 on Richard Bland. Another timeout, 2:55 left to play here in this first half. We'll have free throws in just a bit.
Where does education take you? Catawba Valley Community College offers premier community development and public services education. Train on industry standard equipment or take part in live scenarios with EMS and fire safety training. Our aspiring teachers can start their teaching degree with early childhood education programs. If you're a creative, come explore our Cosmetology Center, where your aesthetic talents will go far. Apply now. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Change the game with your technical degree. At Catawba Valley Community College, you can go beyond the textbook and learn in the innovative Workforce Solutions Complex. We have spaces for welding labs, automotive systems, computer integrated machining, advertising and graphic design. There's no limit to what's possible at Red Hawk Nation. It's time to earn your technical degree. Apply today. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more.
All right, we got 2:55 left to play in a pretty entertaining first half. The games have been pretty good. Caldwell really kind of took control right out of the gate against Gaston, and it was cruise control really for the Cobras here today. And then Spartanburg came out and just really looked strong. That's going to be a fun semifinal tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing Salkehatchie and whoever they play tomorrow, because one of these two teams can give them a game as well. It's so wide open, this region. It's ridiculous. Caldwell, of course, really separated themselves from the pack. I know they stumbled a bit at the end of the year as Volkerts gets the first free throw to go. But they very much looked like a number one seed here today. But in a one-game situation, and we all know the March Madness thing, how it works. I don't need to tell you guys that. The way Spartanburg's playing right now, it's not going to be a gimme. Spartanburg's a great shooting team, too. Volkerts between the circles, takes it to the free throw line extended and buries another one. So we came in with about 10 minutes to go in the first half. Eddie Volkerts, I've got him with 9 points. We're going to update the point totals at halftime for you, by the way, so I'll get you the corrected stats. Howell in the lane. Down low, it's Robinson skying it off the glass. Tim Robinson, who started his collegiate career at Lewisburg. Volkerts top of the key. Volkerts hesitates, attacks, had it poked away. It trickles out to Stevenson, though. Inside 2 to go. Here's Jordan. C.J. Jordan. Pull up. They left him alone. You don't do that to C.J. Jordan, because he'll put it right at the bottom of the net, which is what he did there. So Jordan has 9 since we joined the coverage. Howell draws contact, and Larry Howell will go to the free throw line. Larry Howell, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 1.3 steals per game. He's a good free throw shooter at 75%. Averaging a season best 15.3 points per game so far in the month of March. Also 5 double-doubles this year for Larry Howell. Underrated rebounder. A stretch player for Andrew Lacey. And he's got at least 10. That's what I have him as. And like I said, we joined about midway through this half. So we are tied again. And I'll apologize to both fan bases. Usually we do post-game highlights on social medias. Because of the internet issues, we won't be able to do that for this game. But pull-up 3, Karuma, heat check time. That's his 3rd triple. At least 1 minute left to go here in the half. Richard Bland by 3, trying to tie it. No good by Stevenson. Offensive rebound by Harper. Falling down, C.J. Jordan, and it's taken away. Nice defense there. I believe that was Robinson. Howell, the tip pass out. Martin Kawa will attack. Hangs, can't score. Rebound controlled by K.J. Harper. Averages close to a double-double every game. Goaltending is going to be the call there. So count the bucket for Wake Tech. And about a 3-4 second difference, game and shot clock. Smith over on the right side. Kawa left of the lane, down low. Looks like an offensive foul is going to be called here.
Offensive foul. Number 3, call it his first.
So Richard Bland will have 14.7 if they want to hold for the final shot in this half. A very well played first half, might I add. It's been a real good effort both ways. Volkerts is begging for it on the near side of your screen. Instead, the runner no good, but the slam dunk followed by KJ Harper at the buzzer. And Wake Tech takes a 41-40 lead to the locker room. What a first half that was. Settle in, folks. We're going to go away for 15 minutes, but we're going to come back and bring you what should be a very wild 20 minutes of basketball here at this Region 10 tournament at Catawba Valley Community College.
Why choose Catawba Valley Community College? We help people create their future. Stay on track to earn your associate's degree in a place that challenges you and encourages your growth. You can also look forward to what's next with our co-admissions partnerships, which allow students to transfer from Catawba Valley to their next university. Apply today and reach new heights this spring. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Your healthcare degree begins at Catawba Valley Community College. Our popular Valley Sim Hospital is the perfect place to develop skills in nursing, respiratory therapy, radiography, surgical technology, and more. Explore health education opportunities at Catawba Valley Community College and apply today. You never know what's next in store. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more.
Welcome back to Catawba Valley Community College. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you from the home studio in Cleveland, Ohio. You and I watching Region 10 quarterfinal action, our fourth and final quarterfinal here today. Wake Tech Eagles, Richard Bland Statesman in a 1-point game. It's the 3-seed Wake Tech leading it 41-40. It'll be Eagles basketball out of the timeout. Eddie Volkert's 13 points, C.J. Jordan 12 at the half, Dylan Setzer with 6. 4 for Joshua Stevenson, 4 for Trenton Gerald, 2 for K.J. Harper. For Richard Bland, Larry Howell with 18 in the first half, Ibrahim Karuma with 11 as a slam dunk there by K.J. Harper, makes it a 3-point game. Martin Kawa with 5, 4 for Tim Robinson, 2 for Jalen Smith. Those are your first half scores as we're underway here in the second period, and Larry Howell stays hot. He's up to 20 points here today. This game has been very tight. I think that 3-point lead by Wake might have been the biggest since we joined coverage. Wake Tech, I think, got out to a 10-2 start, but for the most part, it's been nip and tuck. Gerald, turnaround off the back iron, ball tipped to Howell. Jalen Smith into the forecourt. Karuma no good on the 3. Robinson had it poked away. It's a steal, and I think Wake Tech's going to get the timeout call. Some nice defense there for Josh Stevenson. Or did they call the jump ball? Nobody's going to the... I thought it was a timeout being given, but I guess not. Jump ball was called. So here's Smith to inbound. Richard Bland had the possession arrow. Smith got to get it in, finds Kawa. Martin Kawa gets a screen. Smith backing down his man with 2 on the shot clock. Can't bank it. Tip for the rebound. Volkerts has it, then had it poked away. It'll stay with Wake Tech, though, as the ball went out of bounds. Winner of this game plays Salkehatchie in the semifinal. Our second semifinal tomorrow at 6 p.m. Stevenson into the forecourt. Stevenson attacks, swings it down. Gerald, slam dunk. Trenton Gerald has 6. 2 minutes into this second half, and it's Wake Tech by 3. Karuma hangs, floater no good. Gerald had it poked away. Martin Kawa comes up with it. Howell the extra pass, and Robinson going to the free throw line.
Foul number 12, Gerald. That'll be his second. First team foul.
Tim Robinson on the season, 66% free throw shooter. Five now tonight for Robinson. Make it 6. Volkerts into the front court for Wake Tech. Here's Jordan. Post move by Gerald. Nice footwork there by Trenton Gerald, who's got 8 now tonight. And Wake Tech back up by 3. Hal backing down his man. One-on-one action for Richard Bland there. And here comes C.J. Jordan off the miss. Statesmen get back. Jordan tries to get the whistle, and it's a late one, but it comes for CJ. This is a Wake Tech team that's very good at getting to the free throw line. 24 attempts a game, 21st in D1, 34th in makes per game at 16 a game. But they're only 128th in free throw percentage, so not a great shooting team, but they can get there. 69% shooter CJ Jordan, now up to a baker's dozen here tonight. Chance to make it 14 if he can hit the second free throw. And he does. So 14 today for CJ Jordan. Wake Tech by 5. Smith putting the moves on, attacks, rejected. Trenton Gerald with the swat. There's Smith on the wing, Martin Kawa in the corner. Larry Howell now. Kawa goes right of the lane, puts the moves on, cleared some space, couldn't score. Larry Howell tried for the rebound, but it's out of bounds. Wake Tech Harper into the forecourt. Harper to the hoop. Too strong off the glass. Howell the rebound. Or wait a minute. Was there a foul called? Boy, that was a late whistle. But KJ Harper goes to the free throw line. 55% free throw shooter. Harper 9.1 rebounds a game on the season. This is a Wake Tech team that averages 13.3 offensive rebounds a game. That's 30th in the NJCAA. Harper with 3.7 of those. He's tied for 12th in that category and 7th with 110 total offensive rebounds. Also 30th with those 9.1 rebounds a game. You can see there, maybe not going to go down as an offensive rebound for Wake, but they force a turnover. It's Martin Kawa unable to gather, facing some pressure. Oh, no, they say it was off Wake? All right, it's off Wake, so never mind. No turnover, Richard Bland basketball. Smith into the forecourt. Larry Howell, monster game for him with 20 already here today. Smith now, handoff to Venable. Khalil Venable into the game. Pass is deflected. Karuma gathers, gets it back. 3 to shoot. And the buzzer beater by Martin Kawa, who now has 8 points. Started his collegiate career at UNC Asheville. Didn't play, though. Second team all-region, averaging, as I mentioned, over 19 points a game, 5.1 rebounds, 3.3 assists a game. Harper, the extra pass, corner 3 by Jordan, off the front of the rim, and it's deflected out, last touched by Richard Bland, they say. We're going to have our first timeout here in the second half. It's the 3-seed Wake Tech 49, 6-seed Richard Bland 47. We'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. It's 49-47 Wake Tech. We're at Catawba Valley Community College. And shout out to Nick and Cody having me as the commentator. Second year calling the Region 10 tournament. Appreciate it. It's a fun way to close out the broadcasting season, as we will crown a new champion this year. Cape Fear losing in the first round. Martin Kawa, good aggressive offense, skies it off the glass, and he's in double figures now with 10. So we are tied yet again. There have been many of them here tonight. Volkert's off 1 foot. Ooh. Nice by Eddie Volkerts, who's up to 15 in the game. Wake Tech back up by 2. This might be one of those who's got the ball last kind of games. Kawa, top of the key, Smith. Bounce past the Howell. 4 defenders were in the lane. Kawa attacks, gets it to the cutter. Smith can't bank it. Rebound by Gerald. Appeals for a goaltend. And it is the call, so we are tied again. Credit the bucket to Jalen Smith. That's his second. Volkert's right wing with it. Pull up, contested shot. Got it anyways. Eddie Volkerts with 17. Wake back on top. Back and forth we go. Martin Kawa lost the dribble, and it's off him out of bounds. Good eye by the official there. For Andrew Lacey's team, number 21, Rodney Willis Jr. going to come in. I think he came in for Robinson. Gerald gets it back from Jordan. Back to Jordan. Cuts in, no, but it's tipped up and in by Harper. KJ Harper has 6. The lead grows to 4 for Wake Tech. Hal cut off. Top of the key, Kawa. Smith. Attacking, Smith over a double team, got it to go. You were in a win-win situation there if you were Jalen Smith. If you got it, great, but if not, the double team came and it would have been an offensive putback for his teammate. 12.5 left to go, 2-point game. Volkert step back 3. Yes! Eddie Volkerts has 20. That matches Larry Howell for Richard Bland for the game's high. Almost a pocket pick there. Smith then loses it, but he's fouled on the floor by Harper, they're going to say.
Fouls against number 14, KJ Harper.
That's the third on KJ Harper. Both teams with 2 team fouls in what's been a pretty clean, knock on wood, second half. Will Atkinson in for Wake Tech. Pull up by Kawa, no good. Offensive rebound, Willis, put back, no good. Willis again, yes, this time. So 2 cracks at it for Rodney Willis, and he scores. I think they're giving Will Atkinson a minute, maybe. Not 100% sure what's up with the holdup here. Trenton Gerald will come back into the game. Yeah, Atkinson was shaken up. That was the issue. Good recognition there by the official, Atkinson. It looked like he was trying to keep going, but Stevenson into the forecourt. And that's going off the foot of Jordan. It's saved, though, by Gerald. And the deflection might have been the best-case scenario there for Wake Tech. Another timeout, 11:47 to go in the game. Richard Bland trails Wake Tech 58-55.
Come join a campus that believes in you. We believe everyone can belong, that their passions can be shared, and their voices can be heard. We are open to new possibilities, and we encourage you to explore what's next in store. Come join a campus where the ordinary can become extraordinary. Who knows? College could be more than you ever expected. Be more. Be CVCC.
Did you know North Carolina community colleges are not permitted to use public education funds for athletic programs? Without generous financial support, CVCC athletics would not be possible. Thank you to every sponsor, past and present, whose donations have opened doors for our Red Hawk athletes. CVCC is committed to excellence, and we need your help to continue our athletic legacy. Scan the QR code on your screen to make a gift and become a sponsor today.
All right, welcome back, everybody. 11:47 left to go here in this game, and it's been a real barn burner between these two teams. I give you the bracket here while we wait for the teams to get back on the court. So we know the first semifinal tomorrow at 4 p.m., Caldwell and Spartanburg. And then Salkehatchie plays the winner of this game tomorrow, and that will be approximately 6 p.m. It's been a long day for us. And my brain is just about soup right now, but I appreciate you hanging out with me. Nice move to the bucket. Very little resistance there. C.J. Jordan with 16 points today. So he's already about his season average. Eddie Volkerts has 20. Larry Howell with 20 for Richard Bland. Wake Tech leads by 5. Got a blocking foul called. It'll be the third on the Eagles. Don't be afraid to give us a shout in the YouTube chat as well. We got that going. They changed that call. Andrew Lacey is perturbed. So it's a charge. So the foul went on Gerald. I don't know. Willis on the reverse, no good. Rebound controlled by Gerald. C.J. Jordan turns on the Jets, gets into the lane, got cut off. It's a steal by Willis. Some nice defense by Willis, but a bad pass. So he threw it away. Here comes Stevenson and the Wake Tech Eagles. Inside 11 minutes to go in this one. 60-55. Volkert's on the wing. Gerald goes cross court. And Martin Kawa looking around. I'm confused by that as well because it looks like Jordan cleared out. And I'm not saying that should be an offensive foul. I don't think it should be a foul, period, on either team. Volkert's over to Harper. Volkerts again splits the defense, and I opened my mouth before that media timeout, and I said, they're letting them play. That's 5 team fouls now on Richard Bland. That's 4 on Willis. So he goes out, and Robinson checks back in for him. Semifinals tomorrow at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Winner of this game will play that nightcap. Championship game on Saturday at 2. I think the official just checking with the players, making sure that the court is where they want it to be. Yeah, Volkerts is hooping all right. 20 already in the game. Might be on his way to a double-double as well. I don't keep the rebounds. I'm not smart to do both things. Jordan misses short. Rebound by Howell. 5-point lead for Wake Tech. We're approaching the midway point here in the second half. Howell on the near side. Howell spins into the lane, gets it to the cutter, Smith, and he flips it up and in. Just how they drew it up for Jalen Smith, who's got 8 points. 3-point game. Right at the midway point here in the second half. Volkerts in the corner, that's Harper for 3. Volkerts tipped it. Oh, beautiful play by Volkerts. And free throws coming for C.J. Jordan. I've seen over the last few years, Richard Bland was in the Brunswick Christmas tournament last couple of years, not this year, but they were previously. So I've seen a lot of Richard Bland, but I haven't seen a lot of Wake Tech, and just got to give a shout out to Adam Wainwright. Moving from D2 to D1 in JUCO basketball is not quite as difficult as it would be, say, in the NCAA going D2 to D1. But it's still not easy, and for this team to earn the number 3 seed in the region, finishing strong down the stretch, really nice coaching job by Adam Wainwright. I have seen Wake Tech a lot, going back to even when I worked with Cape Fear. They would play Wake Tech. So I know Adam Wainwright really well, and this might be his best coaching job at Wake Tech. Bank shot there by Larry Howell. He's up to 22 points, a game high. And we got ourselves a 1-point game again, 60-59, with 9.5 left to go. We'll take a timeout.
It's time to redefine what it means to be a college student. At Catawba Valley Community College, Red Hawks do more than learn. They explore, embark, and excel. Take charge of your academics close to home. Seek new talents. Capture your degree from every angle. And build the education you've always wanted. When it comes down to it, why walk when you can soar? Raise your standards. Visit cbcc.edu to learn more. Discover the CBCC Alexander Complex, your gateway to college in Taylorsville, North Carolina. The CBCC experience knows no bounds. It's education that reaches you, no matter where you are. With several associate degree programs and continuing education opportunities, you can unlock the full potential of Catawba Valley at the Alexander Complex. This is higher education close to home. Visit cbcc.edu to start your journey.
That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you. I'm changing my business around a little bit to just do basketball streaming / commentary. And I want to start some podcasts because there aren't enough of those in the world. but I wanted to do a recruiting podcast and calling all coaches. I need some interviewees to talk to. Out of the timeout, a baseline jumper by C.J. Jordan, who's got 18. Boy, there's like 4 players who are really controlling the scoring in this game. We're inside 9 minutes to go, by the way. I started making recruiting highlight videos for a lot of student athletes. It's really taken off to become my main source of income. Out on the run, Stevenson comes up empty. But I've also gotten to know a lot of parents as Karuma gets the bucket and the foul. And it's kind of amazed me that parents, student athletes at the high school level are just totally lost on recruiting. So I thought maybe a podcast would help. So Karuma with 13, he can tie this game up. And he does. We are even Steven at 62 apiece. I also got to add a new college for basketball next year, so if you're enjoying the commentary, let your coaches know. Tell them empty those pocketbooks. Krishima Media needs some more money. Volker's had it blocked. Great defense there by Richard Bland. Karuma now has it on the far side of your screen. Karuma trying to put the moves on. This is Mikel Miller guarding him off the bench. Offensive rebound by Smith, who throws it up too strong, and Volkerts collects for Wake Tech. Volkerts into the forecourt. Jordan, no, but he's fouled. That's going to be 17 fouls on Richard Bland. Wake has 4. So Wake's in the bonus. I mentioned they're real good at getting to the free throw line. And we're going to have more free throws for the Eagles when we come back. 7:48 left to go in this one. And a timeout on the court.
Where does education take you? Catawba Valley Community College offers premier community development and public services education. Train on industry standard equipment or take part in live scenarios with EMS and fire safety training. Our aspiring teachers can start their teaching degree with early childhood education programs. If you're a creative, come explore our Cosmetology Center, where your aesthetic talents will go far. Apply now. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more. Change the game with your technical degree. At Catawba Valley Community College, you can go beyond the textbook and learn in the innovative Workforce Solutions Complex. We have spaces for welding labs, automotive systems, computer-integrated machining, advertising and graphic design. There's no limit to what's possible at Red Hawk Nation. It's time to earn your technical degree. Apply today. Visit cvcc.edu to learn more.
C.J. Jordan at the line. He's got he's got 18 points here tonight, trying to put Wake back on top in a tie ball game. Since the 14:49 mark, that is our 4th tie, by the way. So Jordan now joining the 20-point club. Eddie Volkerts and Jordan have combined for 40 of the 64. Larry Howell's got a game-high 22 in the game for Richard Bland. Venable back into the game, travels with it. And Andrew Lacey stares up to the sky. Harper will inbound it now. KJ Harper with 6 points today. Volkerts swings it out to Jordan. Volkerts on the wing. And they get it to him. Now extra pass. Setzer for three, no good. And that's out of bounds, going back to Richard Bland. 7:16 left to go. This has been a real tight affair and a fun one in our final quarterfinal of the day at Catawba Valley. Hickory, North Carolina, right there on the foothills. Is that technically the foothills? I think so. Venable attacks. Here comes Jordan. They had numbers briefly. Jordan backs it out. Now Volkert's ball fake attacks, leaves it for Harper. The reverse is good. KJ Harper with 8 points. Wake Tech leads by 4. Martinkawa out deep with it. Smith top of the key, and that is kicked out of bounds. Eddie Volkerts came into play hot in his last 2 games, averaging 25 points per game, shooting 54%, 50% from 3. He's got 20 here today, as does CJ Jordan. Wake Tech by 4. This is Smith driving, backing it out. 6:15 remaining. Shot clock winded down. Robinson back in, goes to work, lost the handle, and it's off. Oh no, they called a foul on Wake. 5th foul on Wake. Boy, with the shot clock winding down, Eagles bail out the Statesman. All right, buddy. When you're broadcasting your games at the house and you have a cat, sometimes the cat needs to be on your lap, and that's what's happening right now. Robinson waits, couldn't get the bunny. Rebound chased down by Gerald. Volkerts. Defender fell down, gets it out to Jordan. 5:43 to go. CJ Jordan attacks, puts it off the glass, no good. Kawa going coast to coast, and it's off Wake. 5:31 to play in the game. Martinkawa to inbound it. Robinson, yes, and the foul. Tim Robinson with 8, chance to make it 9 at the free throw line. 66% free throw shooter. Tim Robinson's done great on the offensive glass down the stretch. 5.7 offensive rebounds a game since February. Completes the old school three-point play. He's got 9. We got a 1-point game. Last 9 minutes, we've had 4 ties. Volkerts into the front court. Volkerts pull up from right of the lane. Ball deflected around. Kawa has it. Karuma into the front court. Martinkawa attacks, and he's fouled. That was a frustration foul there by Volkerts. I didn't like the last offensive possession for Wake. In March, in a tournament, in a winner-take-all kind of a thing, when you got the basketball in your hand, you can't be complaining to the official while you're playing. And Volkerts never got over it. Forced the shot on the offensive end, now commits the foul on the defensive end. And Martinkawa at the line now has 11 on the day. 77% free throw shooter. Make it a dozen for Martin. So Richard Bland takes the lead. That's our first lead change down the stretch. 4:48 left to play in the game. Winner meets Salkehatchie tomorrow in the semifinals. Ball deflected. Howell 2-on-2. Howell had it blocked, got it back, and then they call a foul, and Harper cannot believe it. It couldn't have been on the block. That is 4 on Harper. So Larry Howell going to the free throw line. Larry Howell, 75%. A game-high 22 for Howell. And the first free throw in and out. Howell enjoying the best stretch of his season coming into the tournament. Double-double threat. So Howell 1 out of 2. The lead is 2 for Richard Bland. In a game that really has only been separated by at most 5 points. Wake Tech's Miller gets it down low to Harper. Extra pass, Stevenson, jumper in the lane, no. Rebound by Martin Kawa. Well, he's a good rebounding guard. Over 5 a game. We've seen it on display, and he puts the moves on and dunks it down. What a play. Highlight reel effort by Martin Kawa. Richard Bland leads by 4. 4:04 left to go in this game. We got a timeout. We'll step aside. Maybe there's some Richard Bland people know on the YouTube chat can tell us. Karuma and Kawa, Larry Howell, the 3 main sophomores on this team. They got offers anywhere? I got to think those 3 guys can make a great addition to some 4-year program if they want to go that route. It's not always the case. The vast majority of junior college players are playing to try to get a 4-year school to notice them, get their grades in order, whatever the case may be. Health in some cases, playing time in some cases. But that's not always the case. Some just want their associates and want to get on with their lives, play a couple more years of college basketball. But those 3 players for Richard Bland, I've seen a lot of, like I said, over the last, I think some of them have been there for maybe 3 years with that extra COVID year or red shirts or whatever. Really good players for the Statesmen. Some good ones for Wake Tech, including that man, Volkerts. He's another sophomore. He's got 20 in the game. Over to Stevenson. Jordan's got 20 as well. Back to Volkerts. Handoff to Miller. C.J. Jordan had it poked away. Nice defense there by Larry Howell. It'll stay with Wake. Volkerts with the shot clock winding down, had to get it off. Nice defensive effort here for Richard Bland. They've built a 4-point lead. And a chance now to take the biggest lead for either team here in the second half. And that's going to be team foul number 9 on Wake Tech as Stevenson picks up his first. So still a 1-1 for Richard Bland and Martin Kawa.
At the line for the Statesman,
14 points for Martin today.
shooting number 1.
This is the final 1-1 for the Statesman. $15 now for Martin. Biggest lead for Richard Bland, at least since we joined the coverage about midway through that first half, is now up to 6. So Wake Tech got to regroup here. 3:18 left to avoid the upset. Smith hesitates, or correction, Jordan hesitates attacks. Tipped up and in by Gerald, who hung in the air for the putback. Trenton Gerald in double figures with 10. And a needed bucket there for Wake. Karuma over on the far side of your screen. Takes it near side, guarded by Volkerts. That long wingspan for Volkerts. Robinson, right of the lane, banks it. Tim Robinson in double figures with 11. Lead is 6 again for Richard Bland. Volkerts into the front court. 2.5 remaining. Here's Gerald to Jordan. Harper catch and shoot 3. No. Rebound by Howell. Are we going to have a 6-7 matchup in the semifinals? A bucket here for Richard Bland would make things very interesting. Right now it's a 2-possession game with 2 minutes to go. Howell trying to put him up 8. No. Stays with it. No. Robinson the offensive rebound. And he's going to the free throw line. This Wake Tech team, normally a pretty good rebounding team, struggling against Richard Bland. Robinson, 66% free throw shooter.
At the line for the Statesman, number 23.
That was the 5th foul on Gerald. He's done. Leaves with 10 points. Good to see Setzer back in. So 3-possession game now for Richard Bland as Tim Robinson up to 12 points. Robinson make it 13. 76-68. Richard Bland pulling away late. Wake Tech needs a bucket here. Minute 49 to go. This is a must possession. Setzer to Volkerts. Volkerts is fouled. So a 1-1 now for Eddie Volkerts. A 20-piece for Volkerts. Been quiet the last few minutes, though. Opportunity to get going again at the free throw line for Volkerts. .68% free throw shooter gets the front end. 8th team foul on Richard Bland, so a couple more 1-1s here for Wake Tech. Volkerts gets them both, 22 in the game. Larry Howell still leads everybody with 23. C.J. Jordan also with 20. Karuma, Richard Bland breaking the trap. Here's Howell. Martin Kawa hesitates, rejected by Harper. Nice play. And it's going to stay with Richard Bland. Smith, top of the key. Shot clock winding down. Smith got to go. Here's how out to Martin Kawa. Smith got to hoist the three. Can't get it to go. Here comes Wake in a two-possession game, nearing a minute to go. Volkerts into the front court. He attacks, hangs, can't get it, but he's fouled. Would have been helpful, but not necessary if he would have gotten that one to go down. But as it is, going back to the free throw line. That's the fifth foul on Tim Robinson. So Andrew Lacey going small here, bringing in Venable. Volkert short on the first one. Misses them both. Rebound controlled by Smith. And now Wake's going to have to play the foul game here. Going to send Jalen Smith to the line, 68% free throw shooter.
Shooting free throws for the Statesman. Number 5, Jalen Smith. Shooting 2.
So Smith makes it now a three-possession game. Smith in double figures with 10. 8-point lead for Richard Bland. Jordan over to Volkerts. C.J. Jordan now for three. Rebound Karuma, and it's out of bounds off Harper. And it's looking bleak now for Wake Tech. Richard Bland has really done a nice job down the stretch here in this one. And they're 46.6 away from the semifinals.
Eagles fouls committed against number 32. Dylan Setzer, his second.
Setzer picks up his second. Both teams technically in the double bonus down the stretch here. So Venable at the line. Khalil has not made a free throw all season. Is that correct? That's what the stats say. Looking good on that one. And a chance for Richard Bland to go up by 10 here. In a game that really we thought would come down to the final possession. Credit the Statesmen getting some nice defensive stops and timely buckets. So still a three-possession game. If you're Wake Tech, might want to think about threes here. Volkerts does. Off the back iron, no good. They'll trap and have to foul again. Richard Bland doing a nice job taking care of the basketball. Wake Tech trying to foul, and they keep playing keep away. So Richard Bland running all kinds of time, and finally a whistle. But it's a moot point here with 19.7. If Larry Howell gets one of two here, makes it a four-possession game as long as there's no silly fouls. You can book this one for Andrew Lacey's Richard Bland Statesman. Howell with a game-high 23 points, and he adds to it here. So now a 10-point lead, four-possession game, 19.7. It's very difficult now if you're Wake Tech. Howell, what a performance today. 25 big ones. As Richard Bland will gladly let the dunk by Volkerts go. Eddie Volkerts now with 24 points. And Wake will not foul, so the Statesmen, the 6 seed, going to meet number 7 seed Salkehatchie in the semifinals as Richard Bland pulls the upset. defeating Wake Tech today 81 to 72.
Final score, Richard Brand Statesman.
The Eagles season wraps at 17 and 14. A great year. Hold your heads high, Eagles. Their first year in D1, they get the number 3 seed in the tournament, play well down the stretch, but the Statesmen close the game strong and they win 81 to 72. So there's the semifinals for you on the scoreboard. It's Caldwell and Spartanburg as the 3 lower seeds advance, and then the top seed Caldwell moves on as well. So tomorrow it's Caldwell Spartanburg at 4, Salkehatchie Richard Bland in the semifinals at 6 p.m. That's going to do it for our coverage at Catawba Valley Community College. Richard Bland moves on. We'll see them tomorrow against Salkehatchie in the semifinal. My name's Chris Sheeman. Those of you who have been with us all day long, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot for joining us here today, and congrats to the Statesmen as they move on. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon. Until then, have a great night. Take care.